Welcome into Steelers Talk by Chat Sports. I am your host, Tom Downey, here to break down the latest 3-round NFL mock draft from Mel Kiper and Todd McShay, as those two ESPN draft analysts took turns making the picks as they would make them, not what they were projecting. Let's dive into the Steelers picks then, beginning with round 1, pick number 24, Najee Harris out of Alabama. This one made by Todd McShay. The rationale was very obvious and understandable. The Steelers had a bad ground game last year, like really, really, really bad. And I would not be surprised if Harris was the first back taken like it was in this particular mock draft. So I'm intrigued by that possibility. And it would, in theory, help out Big Ben. We'll get to round 2 and why I feel better about this mock draft as a result here in a second. But I do want to mention how much growth I saw from Najee Harris this year. The statistics are quite obvious, but in terms of the two areas where I was worried about Harris, pass-catching value and the ability to make big plays, he took significant strides. Do I think he's Derrick Henry 2.0? No, that's probably asking a bit too much, but I'm impressed. He is a good football player, a really good one. There is a real argument, I think the majority would agree, he's the best back in this year's class. So I get that going Najee Harris in round 1, especially if you're able to get his teammate Alex Leatherwood in round 2. I love that. Now, I don't really know where Leatherwood is going to go. Mel Kiper made this pick and said he doesn't have him as a top 50 player. I do, or at least close enough to a top 50 player. At 55, even though I don't know if he's going to be a guard or a tackle in the NFL, Pittsburgh needs offensive line help. I'd play him at left tackle for Pittsburgh, in all honesty. I think it'd be a good fit. If you can get Leatherwood and Najee Harris, that's a good haul for the Pittsburgh Steelers, even if I'd probably rather go offensive line in the first round. Now, Leatherwood, a bit up and down. There are some moments of, it's not great, but 3 sacks, 4 hits, 9 hurries, all stats via Pro Football Focus. The run grade's pretty good. There are some moments of just not the best play from him. I think he was a better player this year. I think going back for a year helped him. There had been plenty of round 1 buzz for Leatherwood. Unfortunately, a strong offensive line class does make things a little bit tricky from that perspective. So I don't know exactly what Leatherwood's going to end up being in the NFL, but I do think it's going to have success from that perspective. Now, the first 2 picks, as I mentioned, Harris and Leatherwood. Then there was the round 3 selection of Shaun Wade, number 87 overall. Now, we will break down Wade more in depth, but this is the pick I'm not sold about. So before I give my thoughts on Shaun Wade in round 3, I want you guys to grade this mock draft. A, B, C, D, or F. What are you guys giving it? The first 2 round total haul is really good. I'm not sold about Wade, though, in the 3rd round. Now, we are less than a year removed of Shaun Wade being a projected first-round pick. And the hope was, hey, he was good in 2019. Maybe he could have been a second-round pick if he had come out. Maybe he would have been drafted over Damon Arnette because I thought he was better than Arnette last year. The problem is Shaun Wade in 2020, there's no way around it, was a disaster. He did not look good, period. Now, he did battle a turf toe injury all year. Maybe that was a big factor. But I am worried that we have already seen the best out of Shaun Wade, and he's not going to be able to recapture his 2019 form. He wasn't good on the outside. He wasn't quick enough in the slot at times against teams like Clemson. I still got Cornell Powell making him fall all over the place, dancing in my head, those visions of it. So, late round 3, that's okay range, but there's a lot of risks there. Also, quite a bit of reward if he can recapture his 2019 form and then grow after it.